Hi guys, I'm Alex. Thanks for clicking and welcome to this lesson on idioms with out. Today we're going to look at some of the most common idioms that use out in the English language. On the board we have some sentences. At the bottom we have some definitions for each of the idioms that we will look at today. So let's start from the top and you guys can tell me, what is the meaning of this idiom? What is its definition? The first sentence says, Dan is out like a light. And we have an idiom that means something similar and can be used in exactly the same situation or in a different situation as well. And it says, I was out cold for 20 seconds. So it is possible to say I was out like a light for 20 seconds or Dan is out cold as well. Now, what do you think these two phrases, these two idioms mean? Do they mean broken, not working, tired or exhausted, not alert or uninformed, unconscious or asleep, not possible or not permitted? If we look at the context and we say Dan is out like a light or I was out cold for 20 seconds, I think the most obvious one would probably be unconscious or asleep. So here we'll put number one. Okay, so if a person is out like a light or out cold, this can have two meanings. The first meaning can be simply that they are deeply asleep. So if I say, wow, Dan is out like a light, like I can hit him, I can slap him, he's not waking up, okay? So a person who is not only asleep, but deeply asleep can be out like a light or out cold. Now, if you think of boxing and you think of a boxer getting hit in the face and knocked out, he goes unconscious. So you can say that, wow, he's out cold. If there's no response, he's out cold, he's unconscious. You can also say he's out like a light, okay? All right, guys, let's look at number two. It says, the printer has been out of commission for 2 days. Okay, so what do you think this means, out of commission? Is it broken, not working, tired or exhausted, not alert or uninformed, or not possible or permitted? Well, when you think of a printer works or it doesn't work. If it's out of commission, it's probably broken or not working, right? Okay, so we often use this idiom when we talk about machines, pieces of technology. It can be for other things too. Like if I said that the toilet is broken, I can be a little, exaggerative. I don't know if exaggerative is a word, but I can exaggerate and say the toilet is out of commission. It's not working. It's broken. Okay. The next one says he was out of gas after the first half. So imagine this is a soccer player. In soccer you have the first half, the second half. And after the first half, he's out of gas, like a car, right? So your car can be out of gas. So what do you think out of gas means in this context? If we think about cars, well, is it tired or exhausted, not alert, uninformed, not possible? Obviously tired or exhausted, right? So this is number three. Okay, so if you're out of gas, you have no more energy. You are absolutely exhausted. It can be for a car. It can also be used for a person. Number four, going on vacation this year is out of the question. So imagine that this year you don't have a lot of money. Maybe you don't have a lot of free time. So you cannot go on vacation. It is out of the question. So this means that, you probably figured it out. It's not possible or it's not permitted. Now, this idiom we often use in an imperative sense. So if you ask your parents if you can go out somewhere or if you can sleep over at a friend's house, and they say, that is out of the question, that's out of the question, they are just stating the fact that it's not possible, they're not permitting you to do it. So you can just say, out of the question, which means not possible, or I'm not allowing you to do it, okay? Finally, I didn't understand the lesson because I was out to lunch. Well, there's only one option left, so not alert. It can also mean uninformed. So if you are out to lunch, you're not actually out eating lunch somewhere. It kind of means like your mind was in a different place, in a different location. Like you're on lunch when you're relaxed and you just want to sit and chat with your friends. So if you were out to lunch, it means that you weren't paying attention or your mind was in a different place, okay? So just as a review, guys, if you're out like a light or out cold, you are deeply asleep or you are unconscious. If something is out of commission, it means it's not working, it's broken. If you're out of gas, you have no more energy, you're exhausted, extremely tired. If something is out of the question, it's not possible, it's not permitted. And if you're out to lunch, you are not paying attention, you weren't alert, or you're uninformed of something. All right, guys, if you'd like to test your understanding of these idioms, you can check out the quiz, as always, on ingvid.com. Take care and good luck.